Dreamscape presents Nameless Things by Ernest Jensen, narrated by Lounibos. For Duff Bowl, always. Chapter 1. The rain pounded against my face as I squinted to catch a glimpse of Wade's dripping silhouette. There was no sign of him among the drenched spruce and scrub oak. My feet squelched inside my boots, rain pelted endlessly, and I was miserable. Even more miserable than when we'd started, or perhaps miserable in a different way. It shouldn't be allowed to rain when you head out for a week's hiking to take your mind off things. Sadly, no one had informed the weather of my mood. I checked the forecast before we set off, and it had been clear skies, but now it was nothing but gray overcast. The steep rock walls of the park formed a massive unbroken ring around us, effectively blocking cell phone signals, so we couldn't even check the upcoming forecast and had to hope it'd clear. "Mike!" Wade bellowed at me from up the trail. "Come on, old man!" Damned cheek for someone only a few months younger than me. And excuse me, but I wasn't old. Mid-30s wasn't old, and there was still time for things to work out. I still had time. As I scrubbed at my face, trying to stifle my thoughts, Wade disappeared again. I lumbered up the incline, boots slipping on wet rock, heavy drops from the leaf canopy above smacking me on the head. He was waiting at the lookout, and I was huffing by the time I got there. Even in the wet, the view made me gasp. The Devil's Cup State Park was an ancient volcanic caldera over 50 miles across in a Great Basin shape, hence the name. From where we stood, we could see across the now distant stone rim, cliffs rising above tumbled rocky foothills within a sea of blue-green treetops. Everything was blurry under the wet gray blanket of lowering clouds. "Hey, Slothopotamus, you want a break?" Wade peered at me from under his hood. He tightened the strings around his face so he looked like an Ewok. I shook my head. Trying to make it less obvious I was out of puff, I stared across the valley. We couldn't see the lake from the lookout, but we'd caught occasional glimpses as we hiked the South Fork Trail, the surface ashen to match the sky. "Where's the pass from here?" I asked. The way we'd come in was across the giant basin we'd slogged through, the only place accessible on foot. There were a couple of other points that could be scaled, but neither Wade nor I were climbers. "Somewhere over there," Wade pointed in the misty rain.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?